Welcome to SmackDown. This is October Week's 1 show on the build to King and Queen of the Ring. Let's just get right into the action tonight. Solo Sikoa and Bloodline Wolfpack opens the show and speaks about the ups and downs from last week. Solo says, let's start with the Gorillas of Destiny. They have gotten themselves a title shot next week, and I know that you won't let me down. Did I put this next week? Retroactively fix that. They got a title shot for King and Queen of the Ring. Um, And I know that they won't let me down. Before they get that title shot, though, I have to deal with AJ Styles later tonight. Now, let alone will this match advance me in the King of the Ring tournament, but I also get to teach a lesson in respect to AJ. Speaking of respect, let's move on to Jacob Fatu and the complete lack of respect shown by Malachi Black last week. Malachi, you had no right getting involved in that match. We all know Jacob was about to win before you got involved, so let alone have you cost my family a title, but now you have put yourself in harm's way. So I hope you have as much guts tonight as you did last week, because you'll be going one-on-one with Jacob. And trust me, this is going to be a statement win on his quest to winning that US title. Phenomenal egos then come out and AJ says, you know what, Solo, I'm tired of hearing you talk, so instead of waiting till later tonight, I think we can have our match right now. So referee comes down, they have their match. This is the second round matchup in the King of the Ring tournament. AJ Styles wins the match after an Ethan Page distraction. Charlotte Flair is then backstage, and she once again comes across Chemical X. Tatum Paxley is still visibly upset after a loss last week. Charlotte sighs and says, "Here, I'll give you some free advice. Don't let one loss beat you up. You're not always going to win, and facing someone the caliber of Jade Cargill is not easy. How about either Gigi or Shotzi take a shot on Jade next week? See if someone else in the group could step up and take that title." But that's all the advice you're getting. I have a match to get ready for, and I don't have time to deal with you guys. As Charlotte goes to leave, Tatum rushes in behind Charlotte and hugs her. Charlotte once again just sighs, and once Tatum lets go, she just walks away. Drew McIntyre is then interviewed about his match later tonight against Karrion Kross for the world title. Drew says, it's been a long, strenuous journey back to getting what is rightfully mine, and tonight I'm not going to let this opportunity slip through my hands. So I really don't have time for words. I know I'm in for a war tonight and need to be in the right headspace. We cut back to the ring for a second round matchup in the Queen of the Ring tournament between Charlotte Flair and Liv Morgan. Charlotte picks up the win. Swerve Strickland is interviewed about Cody Rhodes costing him the title opportunity last week. Swerve says, let me keep this simple. Cody, the next time I see you, it's on site. I'm going to beat you so badly that it's going to make that torn pec a few years ago look like a minor scratch. So you better be keeping your head on a swivel, because when I find you, there's nothing that's going to save you. Dakota and Io are then interviewed about Asuka and Kairi Sane. Dakota says, look, I'm the one who to blame for all of this. I chose to help Io get the title opportunity at Bad Blood. For now we are letting Asuka and Kairi have some space. And hopefully conversations can open back up sooner than later. Mercedes Moné is in her locker room with Naomi and Tamina. She tells Tamina that she needs to handle business tonight. Once Tamina handles business, then Cora is in their rear view, and you guys can focus on getting those tag titles at King and Queen of the Ring. Just imagine the image of all of us holding gold after the PLE. It's a beautiful image, and I know you're going to make sure it happens. Tamina then heads down to the ring to face Cora Jade. Cora Jade picks up the win. Karrion Kross is then interviewed about his title match later tonight. Kross says, look, what Drew said earlier tonight is very true. Him and I are going to war tonight. And one of the most dangerous people you can come across in this world is a desperate man who feels he has nothing to lose. So Drew, I hope you're watching this, because I want you to know that I'm not taking you lightly tonight. The only thing, though, more dangerous than a desperate man with nothing to lose is a psychopath with everything to lose. Because I'm simply out there for blood. Hurting people is fun for me. So understand, Drew, this is my mindset walking into this match. You better be coming in a similar place or I will eat you alive. We then move down to the ring. Jacob Fatu versus Malachi Black. The match ends in DQ after Trick nails Jacob with the title, and then he also takes out Malachi Black. Technically a no contest. You could choose whoever. Trick Williams walks through the curtain, and Kathy is waiting there to speak with him and asks him why he just took out both Jacob and Malachi. Trick says, "Look, I'm tired of everyone else deciding what I do with my title. Well, guess what? I'm the champion, and I say who gets the title shots and who doesn't. So, Solo, take you and your family back to wherever the hell you came from because I'm running this show now, not you." Cameras then cut over to a very frustrated Solo Sokoa barging into Biggie's office and says, "Did you see what just happened out there? That's a coward's move. He's taking food off of my family's plate, and what are you going to do about it?" Biggie stands up and says, "What do you mean, what am I going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? You seemingly like to feel like you're running things around here, putting your men into title opportunities." Malachi then walks in and says, "Biggie, I am sick and tired of these attacks. Biggie, you know what? How about uh, Biggie? How about this?" Biggie says, "You know what? How about both?" Christ, I can't read my own writing. How about this? Both of you have your problems with, let alone one another, but it seems like you have a problem with Trick. So Solo, next week Jacob is going to take on an opponent of my choosing. If he wins, then he will get a title shot. Malachi, I will be granting you a title shot because Jacob cost you your previous title shot all those weeks ago. Now, if either Jacob or Malachi get involved in any confrontation with one another or Trick, then I will strip away any title opportunity they have gotten, and and they will be suspended. Do I make myself clear? Both men agree and leave. Do I make myself clear after all that stuttering? Jesus Christ. Anyways, moving on to the main event tonight: Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross for the World Heavyweight title. Towards the end of the match, Drew is set up in the corner for the Claymore when Cody rolls out from under the ring and grabs a hold of Drew's foot and drags him out of the ring. They begin brawling on the outside, which causes a DQ. Cody brawls with Drew for a bit before Swerve rushes down to the ring and begins brawling with Cody. They brawl for a bit before Cody randomly pulls Swerve towards him as Drew claymores Swerve instead of Cody. Cody then rushes out through the crowd, and Kross is left in the ring holding his title after retaining via DQ. And that is SmackDown.
And that is SmackDown.